Spike. It's day 2 of the month of fabrication.
Yes.
What are you working on?
I'm working on an awning. I'm working awning. I'm working on an awning. I'm awning.
On and awning.
On and on and on and on and on and on and on. We're working on awning. It's an aluminum pan with ribs that is going to be cantilevered off the side of a house. So from the front, it'll look like a solid box. And then on the inside, it'll have these ribs, which I am currently placing.
A linear pattern.
Yeah, something like that. So it'll be a bunch of them.
Nifty.
Yeah, so that's what I'm working on.
Mike and I went and looked at that job earlier today in South Roanoke. Here are some brick awards that are just recently finished for the good folks over at Roanoke College. Very, very cool. Look for the video on those. It's either already out or will be out soon. Basically, we need those awards to get to where I actually may not be able to show you that.
Never mind.
I might just blur it out. I'm the one editing this one, so we'll see what I do.
See if I remember.
Yeah. We got something cool in the mail. We got a Makera Carvera Air, which is a tabletop CNC milling machine. So excited for the boys to open this up and go through it. Spike got a hammock mount. If anybody needs a cat wheel, let me know, because I don't have a cat anymore. She's not dead. I just rehomed her. But today we had a cool visit from the one and only Dave Beasley, very talented model maker, sculptor, artist, teacher extraordinaire, and he used to work for Metabo, or maybe its parent company, and he was a tool salesman. And holy cow, was he ever so generous, and he stopped by and just gave me a bunch of his leftover stuff. So this tool has been on my radar for a long time. This is the Metabo WEPF 9-125. I assume that's the model number. This is a low profile grinder. It'll reach into really shallow angles because this gearbox up top is like really low profile. Super, super cool. Metabo is all German, made in Germany. It's even got this really cool radiused flat wheel on the top of it. Cannot wait to use this thing. It looks like it's barely been used. So he also gave me this 6-inch grinder. I have never had a 6-inch grinder. I've always kind of wanted one for those moments where you just need the extra horsepower. This is a 13.5 amp 6-inch grinder. And this is how he said to use it. He said it's meant to do that. It has a clutch in here, and it has this interesting nut, which has a spring on it. This part actually rotates. And you're supposed to stop it with that button on the fly because it will upset that clutch. And the other good side is you only need to finger tighten this part here, because when you're grinding, it'll have the opposite effect and it'll tighten that clutch. So interesting little thing. It's called the M-Quick system from Metabo. And again, we are not sponsored by Metabo. I've had Metabo on my radar forever. Dave was kind enough to bring this stuff by, and now I get to use Metabo stuff indefinitely. He gave it to us. So very cool. And then the other thing he gave us, I suppose I could mention that all Metabo stuff is available for Mark III. He gave me this cool straight die grinder. Really, really neat. Never had one of these. It has a lock, so you don't need the 2 wrench. You can just lock the shaft and use a single wrench up here. It's a 1/4-inch die grinder. You can put all kinds of stuff in it. And then, I know, right? Holy cow, this is a lot of stuff. And then he blessed us with hundreds of various Metabo abrasives. We have original grinding wheels. We have these guys, which are meant for masonry, but he said these are also the ticket when removing mill scale. So I'd love to put that to the test, because removing mill scale is one of those things that everybody claims to be able to do, but boy is it hard, because mill scale is super hard. And a lot of grinding wheels struggle with it. So apparently these masonry non-ferrous wheels are the ticket for mill scale. Let's see, original long life T27. We've got stainless, the Slicer Plus Z grind, bunch of random stuff. Over here, we got some 6-inch things, super grind, 6-inch grinding wheels. We got some screw-on M caliber screw-on grinding wheels. Some cool, these are the Super Slicer for steel and stainless steel, high tensile alloy. He said these are great for really, really hard steel. They don't last very long, but they cut like crazy. It's an 0.45 thickness. Excited to use those. I'm just excited to have some 6-inch cutting stuff in general. Look, this one's for aluminum. 6-inch 040 aluminum cutting wheel. That's kind of nice to have. The idea also, if you don't know why you would have aluminum specific cutting and grinding discs, aluminum tends to load up the cutting disc or grinding disc that you're using. It might work good at first, but the soft aluminum ends up filling up the gaps, nooks and crannies in between the abrasives on whatever wheel. Like if you were using this, after a while you would see aluminum caked in here. So the aluminum specific stuff is meant to have basically a soap-like additive that prevents the aluminum from sticking in the little nooks and crannies and crevices and gumming everything up. The trick actually for the longest time has been to use a bar of soap and hit the grinder on the bar of soap and then go cut and just kind of do that over and over again. But apparently the aluminum stuff has stuff loaded up in it already. So excited to see how these work. I do have some aluminum cutting wheels, but none from Metabo and none that are 6 inches big. So that'll be very cool to use. Some cool Rolock stuff. What's up, Justin?
What's up, brother?
How you doing? Good. Yeah, I'm going through some stuff. This is the Month of Fabrication. I'm doing a video every day for the month of June, and I'm just filming random stuff. Everyone,
Hell yeah.
Justin McLaughlin.
What's up, guys?
What's up, big dog?
Hell yeah.
Justin and I have been driving, well, we haven't really been driving together for 10 years, but we
Right.
started drifting together back in the day.
Yeah.
And his car is the Lexus over there. One JZ swapped LS3,
same thing.
IS300. Yeah.
Yeah, LS300.
Yeah, LS300.
Yeah, hell yeah.
What are you doing today? You just get off work?
No, been busy this morning.
Yeah.
Working on shit around the house, and then now we're going to put in the rear diff. Have you welded up?
No, you want to now?
Yeah. And then,
Well, perfect. In this video, we weld up a diff.
And then
Heck yeah.
work on some making up some man lines for power steering fluid.
Cool.
Or power steering pump.
Nice.
So I got all that material in. I brought a bunch of wheels and tires. I don't know what's good, what's not.
Oh, nice.
Some of it's harder rubber. Figured we'd look at it together and figure it out.
I got the
there.
tire machine. We can mix and match and move things
Yep.
around.
Yeah, go from there.
Well, you unload. I'm going to put this stuff away and clean the table anyway. That's what I was getting through all this stuff. Showing the people some new stuff I got. Do I have any organization nerds out there? This influx of abrasive wheels has prompted me to reorganize my abrasive drawers. Look at that. That feels lovely. And then this is die grinder stuff. I am set for a while. So I got steel and stainless cutoff wheels, aluminum cutoff wheels, the masonry grinding discs that are meant for mill scale, sanding wheels, 6-inch cutoff wheels, aluminum flap discs, and then steel flap discs, and then random stuff. And then die grinder wise, we've got some Rolock Scotch-Brite, Rolock sanding pads, surface conditioning stuff, die grinding cutoff wheels, both 3-inch and 4-inch, and then Rolock Scotch-Brite stuff. Look at that, that's cool. And then some other random Rolock stuff, Rolock flap disc. Yeah, wasn't meant to be a braggadocious thing. I just thought you might like some organization stuff. And now I feel prepped for anything. So yeah, I'm gonna put these grinders away, clean the table off, and then we'll weld Justin's diff, I suppose. All right, so warning viewers, you're about to have some automotive content. If you don't like cars at all, then you can go somewhere else, I suppose. But if you don't know, I'm into drifting. This is the drift car. This is the 93 240 that I've built over the years, and that is Justin's drift car that is being revived. Same engine, 1JZ GTE VVTi from Japan, same engine I got over there. And Justin this car's been untouched for several years, and I told him to throw it in my shop, because I'm working on my drift car after hours all the time. Throw it in my shop and we'll get your car going at the same time. So, if you know anything about drifting, it is burning the rear tires off of a car on purpose. And the differential is very important in how you do that. Ooh, that's an LSD.
Yeah. Just gotta weld these little holes up.
Is that it?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, okay.
And if you do that, hit that hole, hit that hole.
Just burn the hell out of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And it just keeps everything from spinning.
Easy.
You just
Easy.
plenty of clearance so you can pile it up.
Nice.
But yeah, we just filled that little hole up with.
Is that how you did the last one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, perfect. Okay.
Yeah. So
for those that don't know what a differential is, it is what the power comes in from your transmission and goes out to your rear wheels, and this is the thing that does that. This turns rotary motion in this axis to rotary motion in that axis. And that, how they're turning right now, is how you want them to turn all the time in a drift car.
yes.
But right now they can spin independently, which is helpful when you're driving through a parking lot, but not helpful when you're trying to drift. And that is all this car is meant to do. So as Justin just said, he's been cleaning this thing out the best he can with some brake clean. I am gonna take a torch and burn off a little bit more of the oil, but we're just gonna plug weld in these holes.
Mm-hmm.
There's 4 of them, I guess. Yeah.
Yes.
And we're gonna spray the ring gear with some anti-spatter so that we do not chowder up the ring gear.
Yes.
And honestly, it's probably good to just, we'll get some aluminum or something and
Covered.
hold it like that while I weld it. That should help burn.
I wasn't expecting your shop to be so warm in here today.
Yeah, I've never welded an LSD, but that makes sense.
Today's your first day, bud.
Makes sense. You keep those things from spinning.
Yeah.
Easy enough. This thing's 280 amp. Ought to do it. Turn it up to the 3/8 setting. It'll spray transfer, which is cool. Give that a shot.
What is it now?
So past a certain heat range on this, it goes from that frying bacon sound to silent. And it's just spraying the metal in there because it's moving so fast.
I got you.
So let's see.
See how that works?
Let's give it a try. Sticking to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Might as well spray the rest of this shit. Okay. You want to stand on this side and hold this? Yeah, it's silent.
Yeah.
stages. That is dumping some heat.
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah. Gorgeous.
I'll fill it. Yeah, we might rotate it, let that cool down. I'll fill the rest of it in later.
Yeah, see how it won't. It's already bound up, won't.
Yeah, it should be. But it spins good. Yeah, this will work great.
Yeah.
Transfer also helps cut down on spatter, so
Should give us a better chance. Can you guys see in there?
yeah, that'll ruin your LSD for sure. Look at that in there. Hot lava in there.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna turn it so it's facing up a little bit. There you go. Just a hot pool of lava.
Yes, sir.
I love HTP. This shit rules. Alright, let's rotate it.
That thing looks like it's just like.
That's a fucking liquid lava. That'd be the best diff I ever welded. Yeah, I don't think y'all saw any of that, but what we realized, if you happen to be welding an IS300 rear diff or BRZ, right? Same one.
Yeah, BRZ, FRS, IS300, they're all the same.
Your weld metal cannot protrude past the top of this hole, because when you spin it, it comes back and hits the face of the pinion gear. So once we smooth it out a little bit, it fit just fine.
Give this the rest of the way in.
Perfect.
God, that's beautiful, man.
Give it a little kiss just for safety. Nice and smooth. Yeah,
I need to borrow.
that's what we're looking at, gamers, right there. Weld up the spider gear holes or whatever you'd call that. This was a hypoid, like a gear LSD, whatever you call that. There's LSDs that have clutches in them. There's LSDs that have... Cool.
Yeah, man.
That's all you got to do. Weld a diff in an IS 300. Game on.
LSD.
Dude.
There she is.
There she blows. Well, Justin, for the people watching, you're new on the channel. What do you do for a living?
I am an industrial electrician. I work up at Volvo, Northern Volvo Trucks North America, and that's pretty much it.
You work for Miller, but you basically work for Volvo full time?
Work for Miller Electric, and we're up at Volvo most of the time. Of course, we got a couple different places, Westvaco Paper Mill, Longevity, and Georgia Pacific Paper Mill, and actually over at Roenick Cement Plant some too.
Right on. But you're a large-scale commercial
We're out of
electrician.
Jackson, based out of Jacksonville, Florida.
Miller is.
We're a very small shop.
Yeah.
Compared to Miller all over the country, but yeah, we've worked all over the place. I mean, they've even worked out of the country, doing jobs out of the country. So
Yeah. Damn.
48 states and.
Hell
What's
yeah.
up, Miller Electric, if you need anything done.
Yeah, there you go. We're trying to get Justin on track more, and we got the car in here, and engine sounds good, car feels good. You got to figure out some power steering stuff and some. We're trying to give him a little more low end grunt by switching from, what was it?
3.7 rear diff to 3.9. And if that don't work, we're going to go to 411. So
Yeah, that's what I have in my car is a 410. I have a stock S13 diff, and this is essentially a stock IS3. What the 3.9?
the 3.9 is
Came
the
from-
automatic LSD, and the 3.7 come out of the manual cars with the LSD.
Got it.
And they also have open diffs as well, but
This was the sport package.
yeah, some would say.
Well, sweet. So I don't know if we'll get all the installation in this video, but that's what's happened in the shop today. Day 2, month of fabrication. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Have a good one.